Hey everyone, welcome to Ira channel. My name is Oleg. Today I'll do unboxing of this HappyRun G70. It's e-moped style electric bicycle, so let's open up to see how the bicycle is packed. I will show you how to assemble the bike, and we're gonna go for a ride and see how this bicycle actually performs. So let's open up. Here's how it will look from the top. And here's how it looks from the side. Everything nicely packed. So over here is the box. I'm gonna show you what is inside. Inside you're gonna find large headlight, turn signals. Inside of this box you're gonna find free lock, tools, 2 keys, disc brake, it's 160 millimeters, pedals, display, user manual, and NFC cards to start the bike, packs included for free, and the charger. The charger is 2 amp charger, UL 35, so it will take about 8 hours to charge one battery. Also the air pump included inside you're gonna find as well. Also I just found another charger was inside the box over there, so you get 2 chargers actually, so it's pretty good actually. And they're UL certified right there. So I'm gonna remove all the packaging and show you how to assemble the bike. My first step will be to removing these 4 bolts from the bracket in order to attach the handlebar. Then you will get this handlebar up just like that. You're gonna see this shifter on the right hand side, and you can probably just lay down like this and reattach this bracket with the same 4 bolts you just removed. So it should be pretty simple. Next step will be attaching the brakes. You do have to attach the front brake, disc brakes, to the wheel. Pretty simple. You would use this 4 millimeters Allen key, which already included. Remove this 6 bolts and attach it. Make sure when you're attaching the number like 160 size will be on top, otherwise you're gonna see also the arrow over here, small arrow, and on the wheel arrow rotation, so it should be in the same direction, but it's basically you would have to see this 160 number on the top. That's how you install it, like this. Once you attach the disc, make sure there's no debris, no oil, because some people would touch it. So if you touch this part around where it's small holes, make sure you wipe with alcohol or down soap, I guess. It will decrease it, because if you don't, you might get some squeaks. The next step will be to remove this nut from both sides and the locking washer. The next step will be grab the wheel. The brake's going to the left hand side where the brake attached. Lift it up and insert it between the pads and drop it like this. Then I'm gonna use a kickstand. So I need to remove this stuff. And kickstand, and it will stand by itself now. Then you would attach this locking washer first with small piece right here. You just insert it and looking down. Then regular washer and the nut. And you do everything by hand first, so you will not damage the thread. And then you do the same thing on the other side and use this wrench tool to tighten this up, okay? And then you would attach the fender, so you would remove this bolt. Okay, insert it and reattach, okay? And use the nut from behind to tighten up. Then next will be attaching the turn signals first. So you would insert the turn, you would remove this nuts from each of them and insert it, okay? And then you would retighten. And you do everything by hands. You don't want to use any tools because it's mostly like plastic and you can easily break it. So I usually do everything by hands, and maybe later if I need, I would retighten, but should be just fine like this. And then you do this one as well, the same way. Then I would remove these 2 bolts from both sides of this headlight. The cable will look down, and then I would just push it this way and reattach from one side at a time, and the rubber would go actually between. Okay, so I would insert this bolt first, and then I would insert this rubber first. The washer, or whatever you call it, is from rubber, and reattach it. And I'll do exactly the same thing on another side. So once you everything attached, secured, you would reconnect blue cable to the blue. Okay, that would be headlight. Just align the arrows and push from both sides. Then the turn signals will be a little bit tricky because you don't know which one is right, which one is left. But looks like they have it. I'm not sure which one is right, but I would consider this with the red piece would be right. But again, if it's not correct, once you turn on the bike, you will know. Then you will just unplug and switch them. So it's very simple. Or you can just wait until the battery in, turn it on and connect it. That's it. Next, you will need to attach this kind of display. This is protection and instruction how to use this. You would remove these two bolts from both sides and basically just reattach it right over here and reconnect to these two wires. It will go like blue to the blue, actually green to the green, and black to the black. Make sure you align the arrows and attach. I'm gonna do it later in the house because it's too hot and I'm afraid this will melt it under the heat right now. Also, make sure you read this instruction how to use this, and you can scan this barcode actually, and I think it will take you to the information as well. One more thing you need to attach would be tail lights, and they also include turn signals on the rear. It's very awesome. I never saw them before, like on the budget bicycle like this. So you will just remove these two bolts from both sides and reattach like this on the back, and reconnect it with a cable right under the seat right there. There is a cable. And then you would attach the pedals. The pedals will have a letter R and L. Right will go to the right hand side. So you just reattach it like this, okay? And tighten now with a wrench tool. And then you would attach the left side pedal on another side. And here's how the Happy Run G70 will look once you assemble. So assembly is pretty basic, very easy, as you could see in before. Again, this bicycle is not a small one. It's a pretty large bike. It can be used as a two-seater or as a cargo. Why? Because it also comes with a second seat over here, so the second person can sit because the seat becomes very long. And it also comes with a backrest, so you can attach it. So it will be perfect for someone to sit on the back if you want to. It's all one frame, so it can hold a lot of weight. Also, it comes with a cargo. Not comes, basically, sometimes they do have sales, sometimes not. So if you're lucky enough, so you might get this kind of basket, which you would need to remove this rear seat and reattach. So it will be more like delivery grade, or just if you don't need to ride with a second person, so it will be nice kind of rack. And it's actually pretty solid. It only says here maximum weight 15 kilo, but this is made out of the steel, so I think it can hold even more. Besides the capability of carry second person and to have the rack, this bike comes also with two batteries. As you can see, the top battery it's a 20 amp, the low bottom battery is 18 amp. So the combined will be 38 amp, 48 volt system. And I'll show you later in this video something unique about this bike. Some people will like it, some people probably will not. It does come with a two charger, so it's good. You can charge them separately at the same time if you want to. Some company will not send you two chargers, so that's a good part on the Happy Run bicycle. And the size. So the lowest part is 31 inches from the ground. And if you have the highest position will be like 34 inches from the ground. So if I sit over here, it will be about 33 inches from the ground. So let me show you how I will sit on this bike. And the handlebar is about 40 43 inches from the ground, so it makes the straight up position. Also, it's like more BMX style, a little bit bike, like handlebar, but a little bit with some angles. I'm gonna show you later as well. So it makes a really nice handling position and very straight up. I like how you sit on this bike. It's like very comfortable, so it's pretty much good for long distance ride. And what's good about this bike, it does give you ability to ride for long distance because it comes with 2 batteries. It should last about 100 miles with pedaling probably, and depending how much you use the throttle, probably about 50 miles or a little bit more maybe with throttle only. Again, let me show you everything close up on this bike so you can know by the end of this video if this bicycle right for you, because there's no bicycle made specially for everyone. So it's all depend on your needs. That's why I'm making this video. And if you like this bike, I'm gonna have a link in description with extra discount, so not only you can save some money but also support my channel. And again, let's take a look closer and see all these features on this bike, because some of them kind of unique. I didn't see them on some other bicycles. Also, the display a little bit different than many other bicycles I saw and reviewed. So let's get closer and see all about this Happy Runs G70. So G70 bike can handle up to 330 pounds weight capacity. It comes with a 20 by 4 inches tires, which looks like more like off-road tires. And I don't see any brand on the tires, but they can handle about 20 psi maximum in a cold weather. Also, this one is a reflecting light, so people can see you at night. It does come with a nice fork. It's about 100 millimeter travel. It's a looks like hydraulic fork, double crown, and adjustment on the left side, compression. You can see it's adjustable, and also on this side it's preload adjustment to make it more smoother ride if you want to. G70 comes with packs included, foldable, in case if you decide to use this second seat for backseat rider. If not, you don't really need to attach them, but again, I just attach them just in case if I decide to give a lift to my wife or ride with the kids. Then it comes with a Shimano derailleur. It looks like pretty basic derailleur and derailleur guard, 7-speed cassette and golden chain, blink blink, right? And pretty small front chain ring. Why it's so small? Because they cannot really put larger one because there's no space. There's a nut right here, so they cannot really put any larger unless they're gonna put longer bottom bracket. They have to move very far away from the frame. This kind of setup probably good for some people who is not planning to pedal. If you plan to pedal, you might get ghost pedaling after a certain time, after 20 miles an hour, which we're gonna test out later in this video. The battery setup, pretty unique as well. I'm gonna get back to you with the batteries because it's kind of system, kind of unique. I didn't see that on many other bicycles. It does come with a shock over here. I don't think it's adjustable. You can twist it to see if you can compress this spring. It's about 1 inch travel, and let me show you how it works. So the shock actually not as bad as other budget bicycle. It's quick a little bit, but it does have some movement, so it should give you a little bit help. You can easily replace with more higher performance ones if you decide to. It's pretty good swing position, so again, it does work, but I don't think you can adjust it. If you need to ride off-road, then you might want to upgrade it, but for the city, it should do it. Here's how the fork. So fork actually have pretty good travel. It's pretty smooth. So the fork is actually pretty good for this budget bike. G70 comes with hydraulic brakes, and it's only 160 millimeter disc, and that's probably should be okay, but they claim this bike can go up to 37 miles an hour, which I don't think it will go that fast, which we're gonna test it out as well. Probably depend on the rider. And the brakes are by Co-Ride. It's pretty good sized level, so should fit like different size of hand. For me it's fine. I saw them on many other bicycles. G70 come with both fenders. It's kind of half fenders on the front. You can see it's not like full fenders, and full fender on the rear. So it should give you some protection if you decide to ride in rain. If you ride in rain, make sure you wipe out your bike after you're riding. And here's the seat. The seat actually pretty wide, very wide, as you can see. It might be good and might be bad. The bad part might be while you're riding, your feet might rub. Okay, depends where you're gonna sit. So if you sit on the lowest part, it might be good, but if you sit far away, it's pretty wide, but it is very comfortable and pretty thick. The rear one is a little bit firmer, looks like, but still good seat. So two people will enjoy riding because it's a longer and it's pretty wide seat. Over here, looks like you can attach probably bottled water or something like some people attach the box. The handlebar is 29 inches wide, so it's pretty wide as you can see, and as you can see it's under angle, so it makes like more like Harley Davidson riding experience. You can move the handlebar further from you or closer, depending on your height. So if you're a taller person, you might move away. If you're shorter, you move close to it. In order to turn on the G70, it's a little bit unique. So if you don't know how to turn this bike on, you will have hard time. So it's very simple. So you push the S, so it's a speed button they call it. You hold it for a few seconds, display will turn on, and then you get this NFC card that comes two pieces, and you just place over here. It works right away. Have zero problems to use this. Currently I have both turn signals on, so it's beeping, so I turn them off. So here's a display, very unique display, and it is kind of unique for me as well. It's not adjustable, it's moving together with your handlebar, but it's very large. It will show you speed right here and also speed on the side, like in a car. The battery indication on the right side will drop, and trip right here. In order to switch between trip, you can read the user manual. You would need to push this button, I believe 3 times. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Yep, and it switched to odometer. If you want to switch to trip again, you would push 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and it will switch to trip. What I don't really like, it comes some bicycle like that. In order to switch pedal assist level, it comes with 5 pedal assist levels. It will indicate right here. You should push the green button S every time, so it will escalate like from 0 to 5, and then it will start again from, let's see, from 0 again, and then it will start again 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to push. It will do beep, push, beep. So it takes about a second between. So you cannot switch right away to the pedal assist 5 if you need to. So you have to go through all this cycle in order to get to the pedal assist 5 or 2. Okay, that's something I didn't really like it. On this side, you're gonna find dedicated button, headlight on and off. It does come with daylight running. So for example, at night, if you have it off, it will detect the light. It will still switch on some daylight. It will be not that visible, but it will. So when you push on the headlight, not only every time you push any button, it will beep. Also, it will turn on the turn signals. It does come with turn signals over here, front and rear, and it will beep and also show you on display, so you know which one you turn. That's a really cool options. Or you can turn right, and we'll go to the right. I believe it turn on by itself once you finish. Or you can push both of them, and then you have both of them blinking. I know on my phone display might be blinking, but in reality it's very solid, very clear, so you will not have this problem. That's my phone, like the camera, the way I record it. but you will not have this problem like you can see on TV right now in the video. So that's about all you need to know. They do have options to switch from miles to kilometers by pushing S differently by holding the brakes and push twice, and that's it. You cannot really go anywhere in settings to change anything unless they give you some advanced settings. I don't know how to do that. So far I didn't see any options to do that on this bicycle, which is good. You will not mess it up much, but you do change everything based on this button, and it does come with half throttle kind of grips, which I can see basically on every single bicycle right now. It's like they use this basically on any bicycle on the budget, more expensive. So it's a rubber, pretty cool grips to hold, and cable management is a little bit too much, but again, it's not as bad. It's all organized. Let me show you the headlight. And when I said it's a huge headlight and very bright, it is huge headlight, very bright, moves together with your handlebar. And when you do the switch turn signals, you can see very well. Same thing on the left. So let me show you how will brakes works if its tail light is off. So this is a brake light when you push the brakes, and here's a headlight when you turn headlight on. Here's a tail light will be on, okay, and here's the brakes. So it gives you good visibility. And here's the turn signals. The turn signals is very bright. How to turn off the bike? Another question probably will be very simple. You just push the S, hold it for a few seconds, and it will turn off. If you push again, it will ask you to use the NFC card, okay? If you don't use it, it will turn off by itself again. Or you can push it again, and it will just turn off. Each battery comes with a separate, like individual on and off switch, okay, on and off. Also, charging port. You can remove single battery, both of them, and both of them come with 2 keys. So basically, you need to open up and move it up. Make sure you lock it in. So this battery is was kind of hard to put in because there's not much space. So be very careful. Just slide it, and when you slide it, make sure it's locked in. Try to pull up. It should fit very well. So make sure you lock them in. It's a pretty cool design, but again, make sure you lock in the battery so they will not fall off. If you're riding off-road, I would recommend to put some belt on top, like so it will hold in place, because under high, like a lot of shaking, if you hit like bumps, you can break them because it's a plastic, okay? It's not really happens often, but you might want to secure them as well, just for safety. Many people usually ask, when it comes to 2 batteries, does a bike use both of them at the same time? Can you charge them both at the same time? So the answer is no. You cannot charge them at the same time unless you connect each of them separate charger, which comes together with the bike. So it's a good part. So you'll have 2 chargers. Also, you need to switch on both of them, and they cannot be used at the same time. Only single battery can be used unless you make some modifications. So there's basically no splitter. It's each one, no blender. Each of them will work individually at the time use. So let's say you decide to use bottom one, which I use today, and when we're gonna go for a test ride, I'm gonna use the top one as it's 100% charged. So you just switch this one off, and right underneath over here, you can see this red button. It's a switch. So you would push the switch, and it's depends which position is pushed. Once you know which battery will be on. So if you push in neutral, it will turn off both of them, regardless if it's switch on and off. So make sure you switch one of them on, because you may have problem to turn on the bike. That's kind of a unique feature I never saw on other bicycles, where you have to switch the battery between. Usually both of them can be used, but in this case, you basically need to push this button to switch, and it switch between 1 or second. You cannot use them at the same time both. Okay, that's very unique feature, which is good and bad, and let me explain why it's good. The good feature to have individual battery used is will give you better range. Until the one battery completely dead, then you use the second battery. Not only you will have less surprises, but also you'll have better range. When it's both of them used, BMS got confused sometimes and might give you wrong information, and it might have wrong discharge. And I saw a lot of times when the dual batteries would discharge unevenly. It's not normal, but it happens, and that way you might get less range. Also, if you're not using one, like for example, you need to go to do a few trips, so one battery should last you for a while, because the smallest one is 18 amps, so it's pretty large battery. So let's say you use one, then you can see on display, or you can push the button over here to see how much charge left. So let's say it's empty, then you turn on off one, turn on another one, push this button under the seat, and you're good to go, and you know exactly how many miles you're gonna last the second battery once you learn this. So that's kind of give you better kind of calculation what trip you can take, and you don't have to charge both of the batteries all the time, so you can just simply use one battery at a time, and when you need for longer distance you can use second. When I do range test, I prefer to use only single battery. Not only I don't have to ride for a long time, but I just use one battery to get one place, and I know that I need to turn around to go home, so the second battery will take me home. So that's kind of features I like, but at the same time it might be not convenient for some people, but I want to disclose this so you know exactly how this bike will work. But again, it's pretty well built. The frame made out of the it's iron frame, so it's a steel, so it's a carbon steel frame, but it does come with aluminum fork. Usually the steel frame would have steel fork, but this one is like more, it's a pretty nice fork, but the frame is steel, so it's a little bit more heavy. The bike is going to be heavy, not only because of batteries, but also it's because of steel. So I don't know exactly the weight. You might want to check link in description for exactly weight, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 90 pounds. And now I want to show you demonstration of the top speed with no load on this bike. So I switched to pedal assist level 5 and use throttle only, and let's see how fast it can go. So far 35, 36. So 36 miles the top speed. So let's go for a ride and see how this bicycle actually performs. So let's see how fast we can get. They say 37 miles. I don't think we're gonna get 37 miles. It says 1500 watt, 1000 watt motor with 2000 peak, which I cannot really confirm. So I'm gonna stop here and gonna switch the gears. Actually not gears, actually pedal assist level. In order to switch pedal assist level, have to push this button 5 times. So to go to the top speed with throttle only. And let's go. It's very smooth acceleration, actually. Very smooth so far. 17, I'm gonna go with GPS. 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. On display it says 28, 27 on GPS, and I'm gonna just stop here. Okay, so far 28 and 27. Again, a little bit difference in speed. I'm gonna turn around and test with the gears. So I would need to switch, and you can hear the squeaking from the seat so far. Need some lubrication for the seat, I guess. And let's see. Okay, let's go. So I'm on gear number 7. All right, so pedaling, I'll tell you when I get ghost pedaling. So ghost pedaling, probably about 19 miles an hour. So I'm gonna just turning, since it's cutting sensors, I'm gonna just turn slowly and see how fast. So far 26. It looks like 28 on display, 27. And I guess 27, and I'm gonna stop here. 1, 2, 3, stop. So at 27 miles an hour, it stopped pretty good actually. And let's switch to gear, actually pedal assist level 1, and go pedal assist level 1. Why 1? Because we're gonna test it to see how fast I can pedal it on pedal assist level 1. Because some people will prefer to pedal. So it looks like about 8 miles an hour. I'm not really pushing the pedals hard. Actually already 10, 11, so 12. Looks like you can go basically to the top speed, but it's probably measured by not speed, by power. So it will produce less power. So pedal assist level 2. It's already 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it looks like it's measured by power. It's cutting sensor, but the way they set it up, so it's producing more or less power, but it can go all the way to the top speed, depending on the personal weight and how hard you push the pedals. And over here some bumps. Let's see how it handles the bumps. Actually it's not bad, it's very soft ride, pretty smooth. It's pretty smooth ride over here. And I'm gonna turn off completely pedal assist level, so I have to go to 0. This is kind of annoying to push this button all the time in order to switch this. I'm gonna change to gear number 4. So let's see how pedaling. So pedaling about 7 miles an hour. Gear number 3 now. 2. So probably 3. It does give you a little bit resistance. And as I said before, the seat, it's pretty wide. So basically like my legs are hitting the seat. So I can feel like, so the seat is kind of on my way, so it's not really gonna be comfortable to pedal for taller person even. So and I just rode without power, so I'm gonna switch to pedal assist level 1. I could feel a kick right away. I'll go gear number 7 just in case. And it looks like, yes, I can pedal all the way to the top speed on the pedal assist level 1 if I want to, but it will take me a very long time because it will produce less peak power. So it will produce less power. So if you want to consume like battery, you may want to use only pedal assist level 1 or 2, so it will produce less power. Okay, so let's see how fast I can get on this longer road. Also, I noticed that one battery already dropped, so I only rode like 1 mile, even less. So I'm not sure how good the batteries are, or it's maybe just need to restart the bike to see it. So I'm going about 29 miles an hour on GPS 30. So it did hit, actually, I think it was the incorrect number, but we're gonna test one more time. So 24. So it's going 28, 29. I don't really feel the speed much, but it's going 30 now. On display it says 32, 31. Yeah, it's hit 31 now. Yeah, alright, so 31 miles an hour. Pretty solid bike, very stable and smooth ride. Wow, actually, I'm gonna stop here. I'll show you my experience so far. So far, actually, ride is so smooth. You don't really feel the speed on this bike. 31 miles an hour. You don't really feel it. On the display was 32. On GPS was like 31. So I think it's solid 31 miles an hour. And I lost one battery. I noticed a little bit hassle to switching the pedal assist levels every time, and if you push it and hold it for a few seconds, you're gonna turn it off completely the bike, so you have to use again NFC card to turn it on. The NFC card works right away, zero hold, like it's basically have no problem to turn on. There is no delay instantly, so it's kind of safety feature, so nobody can ride your bike. The seat is pretty cool, it's soft, large. It's probably will be best for just riding as bicycle without pedaling, because the seat is comfortable, it's wide. I would not recommend to pedal much on this bike, but it is very solid, very good maneuver. So let's go for the hill test and see how this bike will perform there. Okay guys, so actually today is the second day, because yesterday I came, I did the mountain test, everything, came home, the video was not recorded, so I came today, re-recorded for you guys to make, to show you. I don't want just to tell you it's made it or not, so I want you to see it in reality. So we're gonna test today on pedal assist level 5, full throttle. Let's see if it will make it today or not, and how fast, because today I only rode like almost 2.5 miles from my home, so battery was fully charged already, so it's about 50 miles an hour, and the odometer reading was about 7 miles when I came home yesterday, and I have only half battery left based on the bar. I know they're not accurate much, but that's what it says. I'm not sure if it's battery actually holding the charge well, maybe just too much power going to the battery, but based on my riding, I think you only will get like 15 miles on the full throttle with my weight on. Okay, so now it's going about 6 miles an hour, which actually pretty good. It's actually 7, so it's jumping, so I would say probably 6.5. On display it's about 8, and it made actually exactly as yesterday, almost 7 miles an hour, and 7 miles an hour up to this hill. It's definitely 1000 motor, because there was no 750 watt motor which make more than, I think, 6 miles an hour. That's a top speed probably for 750 watt, but usually they don't make it here. Like this bicycle is heavy, so it is definitely 1000 watt motor. I don't know how much peak, but it does produce a lot of power. So again, the battery now, it's I lost only one bar, and let's see how much I rode actually total. So I rode total 10 miles, so actually 3 miles from my home almost. So within 3 miles only 1 bar dropped, and yesterday like 2 bars. So it's not really accurate, but there is no percentage, so I cannot say. There is possibility that this bike comes with a cruise control. I don't know how to turn it on yet, so you may want to read the user manual. There might be cruise control, because I can see the logo over here. Second day actually recording this same video today, because yesterday both cameras didn't record. Either I didn't push the button hard enough, I don't know what happened, but it's good because I can give you more data today. So I like this bike, G70, actually very comfortable to ride. I think it's great deal. Currently I believe it's like $13.99, plus I'm gonna have discount, I believe $100 off. You may want to check link in description. It does come with very bright headlight, which is great. The design is very familiar with another brand, very popular bicycles as well. You can see it's a pretty similar frame, and it makes the bike looks really nice, like cafe style bike. Very comfortable seat. I like it. I like the seat. but I don't like to pedal with the seat because it's too wide. It's very soft and warm actually. It's not hot today and it feels really warm to sit on the seat. I think when I'm riding the bike I sit somewhere over here, so basically if I remove this part it will not be as comfortable for me because I'm 5'11". If you're shorter it should be fine, so you can put a rack over here and ride it with a rack if you need to. Otherwise it's a long seat, it feels like all single seat, very comfortable, and the spring on the rear, like the shock, it does make some squeaking noises, but there was no issue with this at all. Actually it's pretty comfortable, smooth ride. It works good. It's about an inch travel, but it actually, for this price, I think it's a good shock. In general, this bike actually pretty good built. The fork is good, full adjustable, hydraulic, which is good for kind of budget bike because the battery is 38 amp, so it's a pretty large set of batteries. But the only things, I don't know, I need to test it out later. Maybe I only get half battery after 7 miles riding on throttle only, basically. And I know I'm heavy, but still I was expecting to get at least 10 miles before I hit the half. But again, it might be not as accurate. Sometimes they drop and it may last longer, so the only testing can show you. And again, I was using only 20 amp. I still have the fully charged on the bottom. I did charge yesterday because for the first 10 times it's good to charge the battery every time after you use the bicycle, at least for 5-10 times cycle. So that will help to keep the battery better and more healthy. Again, if you like this design and if you're looking for cargo or two-seater bike which is affordable, long range should be, it's a good choice. Even the battery is not that large, maybe it still give you decent distance with a 2 battery set. So even it's not gonna be as accurate, 15 miles per each battery, you're gonna get at least 30 miles with throttle only. The pedaling, it's you're gonna get ghost pedaling after riding 19 miles an hour. But again, it's powerful bike. It's made up to the hill, not the fastest 1000 watt motor, but about 7 miles an hour. I think it's pretty good for this bike to go this hill. Again, I don't know how much peak they advertise as 2000, but it's pretty decent speed. You will not feel it as power because it's not as jerky. It's not like take off very quickly, but it's very smooth acceleration, I would say, very safe, because when you're riding on the highest speed like 31 miles an hour, that's what I did today as well, 31 miles an hour, you don't really feel the speed on this bike. It's very stable and also very smooth, so the shocks work good, so you don't really feel, and the handlebar is too wide, so you don't really feel the speed. Some bicycle can go slow, but you can feel the speed a lot. So this bike is actually designed for higher speed, and that's something would be considered to upgrade the motor maybe, because this motor it's only provide 31 miles an hour based on my weight. If you lighter, you may go faster, but I don't think you're gonna get 37 miles on this bike. Again, it's a good speed for this price and a good package actually. If you're looking for cafe cruiser bike, affordable, with full setup, with a tail light, turn signals from both sides, which is good, with everything. Another thing I didn't like, this button, you have to switch in order to go from pedal assist level 1 to 5, or if you want to go to 2, you have to go through all again from 5, 0, 1, 2. So basically I didn't like these options at all, and that's the only things I didn't like about this bike. But everything else, it's pretty good. The squeaking noise, it will go away if I put some lubrication, like I didn't use any grease. So that's about it. Again, if you like this bike, get it before it's go up because of the tariffs, and it's on pre-sale I think right now as well, because they have a new batch coming. Get one with discount in description. This way not only you're gonna save some money, but you're gonna also support my channel. And if you want to find different bike, check link in description, follow for more, subscribe to my channel, like this video for algorithm and for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.